Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. That's the professional fan, Mike Antonis. Mike, what's happened on this Sunday evening?
Oh, had to deal with some new homeowner woes. So
Okay.
getting to spend money, moving in here in a new house in December. So got to buy a bunch of paint and painting tools and all that good stuff. So
you're the professional homeowner now.
No, I will be after about 9 hours of YouTube videos. I might just feel like I can do any trade in the book. I'll be talking about it so confidently, you'll think I'll know what I'm talking about.
Maybe you have your own show coming for that. That'd be kind of cool. But stay tuned.
But DIY.
Yeah. We got daylight savings now too. It was getting dark out early tonight. That was it's a sad time of year for me. But I don't like that. I like I gotta be out on my bike at night. With the light, and I can't do the daylight savings, Mike. I just can't do. I don't know why do we do that to begin with?
Because I like an extra hour of sleep. I don't know about you. I like an extra hour of sleep. I could use all the sleep I can get.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Humble in the chat. 216. Love everyone tuning in. Hyped as I am. Drop a like and consider subscribing to the family. We can do it all. We can't do it all without you guys. That's right. OHIO. Oh yeah, right. Bucks got the win yesterday. Shout out to Jen Renee. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He said, heard he's super cool and sick. Yeah, we got a pretty cool guest coming on tonight, Mike. We are honored tonight to be joined by one of, in my opinion, the most underrated player in Ohio, one of the most underappreciated players in Ohio, a senior from Akron Hoban, 6 foot, 222-pound linebacker. Patrick Kinsell will be joining us tonight, Mike. To talk about Pat for a second, Mike, he's number one. He's a great kid. Obviously, one of my best friends in life. I got 3 best friends in life: Mike, Zach, who you guys know, who came on the show, and Deshaun Martin, Debo. And those are my 3 brothers for life. Obviously very close. And Debo coaches Pat and tells me about Pat all the time. He loves Pat, loves the way he plays. Just a great kid. Pat doesn't take a playoff, Mike. You've seen him in person at you've been to some big games, and Hoban plays a lot of big teams. They Glenville, St. Ed's. They got a big win last week against St. Ed's. Finished the season 9-1. But he's a very coachable kid, great kid, very physical player too, Mike. And here's a clip from the game against St. Ed's that Pat, one of the best hits of the season by far. Here we go, kickoff.
Sometimes you don't need to be fancy when you're effective, and Hoban's great at that.
7-1 Hoban, 8-1 Eagles, as this ball will be kicked to Moore. Moore will get it at the 11-yard line. He'll bring it out to the 15, 20, and he gets headhunted that time.
Jeez.
On the tackle was made by Patrick Kinsell, and that was a high hit on the shoulder.
And there you go. That's Patrick Kinsell, Mike. Mean, ferocious player, high motor, never takes a play off, and so looking forward to it, Mike. You ready to rock or what?
Absolutely.
All right, so without further ado, we'll bring the man up here himself. Pat, welcome into The Real. What's up?
What up, Coach?
What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, but thanks for joining, brother. I appreciate you taking time. How you feeling this week? Obviously, you got the playoff game coming up this week. You had a bye. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Just been trying to recover all week, get my body healthy and right for the rest of the playoffs.
For sure. We'll start with you, Pat. Obviously, I got some questions about that, your season, your team, and everything. Kind of tell us about yourself, brother. Who is Patrick Kinsell? What was your what was it like for you growing up? Where did you grow up and stuff? And I'd like to hear about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in Mogador. It's a very small town out in right outside of Akron, and
Yeah.
kind of lived out in the country a little bit. I grew up hunting, fishing, and riding dirt bikes and all that. And then I played football since I could play football, probably first grade, second grade, and played at Mogador until my freshman year, and then I transferred my sophomore year to Hoban.
Nice. Yeah. So what was when did you start playing football, and kind of what was your why?
Probably first grade, if I had to guess, or kindergarten. Started playing flag football. I played for I-9 Sports, I think is what it was. It was just like a
I-9.
thing.
Yeah. Everybody knows I-9 in the area. Yeah.
Yeah. We started tackle football pretty young. I think we started in first grade, and most schools don't start till third grade. So, that was always fun. I just always loved. I was big growing up. I was playing offensive line and defensive line growing up.
Yeah.
But no, it was always great. I just love being able to hit people and not get in trouble for it. And it's kind of way to take out, everything that's goes on in life, and it's just, something.
Yeah, very very cathartic hitting a dude.
Yeah.
and it's one of the few ways you can do it and not go to prison.
Right.
So I always ask people this too, who's your favorite football player? If you model your game after him, why? But who's your current favorite NFL player or all-time player?
All time, I'd say growing up, it was definitely Cam Chancellor. I always loved watching his highlights right before games, just him flying around and killing people,
He's a bad dude.
not caring about his own self, just trying to inflict pain on everybody. So,
what was growing up? You said you liked playing football, obviously, like I did too. Growing up, like you tackle football because you can go out and hit somebody and not get in trouble for it, and hit them hard, and you would get yelled at or anything. It's great therapy, especially. For a lot of kids, like you said, go out there and let out that anger. What was like the moment for you growing up? Was there like a game growing up in Pee Wee or something where you're like, what, this is kind of what I want to do as I get older?
it was probably in seventh grade. I'm sure you guys know Eli Lee.
Oh yeah,
I was playing with him. Yeah, we played played at Mogador together in seventh grade, and his dad was my coach, and he moved me from D line and O line, and he tried to move me out in backer, and from there I enjoyed it way more. It was like I feel like I finally had a coach who believed in me and cared about me more than just a person to use, but me as myself. And it was just from there, it was pretty much just I believed in myself.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that with you too. I mean, 'cause like I said earlier, you're a guy that I've never seen you take a playoff in a game. I mean, just 100 miles an hour every play, every game means something. You know what I mean? It's really fun to watch, and it's really admire watching you, for sure. I mean, did you play any other sports growing up as well? Were you just a football guy, or were you other sports?
No, I played baseball my whole life until freshman year.
Okay.
Played travel ball, all that. I wrestled in middle school. And then when I was younger, I used to race dirt bikes, like motocross and supercross and all that. So I'll do that in the winter. Yeah.
So you're real big into that then. You love doing all that all year long?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Mike, you got one?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious because my show on the channel is mainly draft analytics, all that good stuff, prospecting. So what schools have reached out to you so far? And what would you be looking for in a collegiate program going into it?
Yeah, so I've last year I went to Youngstown State and Yale, and then talked to them a little bit, talked to some smaller schools too. This year I went out to Miami, and I've been talking to Ohio and Bowling Green a little bit. I haven't talked to Akron or none of them yet, but and some FCS schools. I was talking to Davidson for a little bit, and I can't remember the name of the other school. It was some school out in PA, but I was talking a little bit too. But as far as what I would look for in a school, I would say probably just people that they like the way I play. I don't want a school where it's just all flashy, and I want people who are willing to go every single play, and that's how you get on the field is just working harder than everybody else and not taking no plays off, because I feel like that's what I'm good at.
For sure.
Yeah, an attacking defense, someone that can use your skill set.
For sure.
Yeah. What is like some other things in a program you're looking for? I mean, I'm sure Debo's probably helped you out, or I would think would advise you on some things to look for. Uh, what has kind of your visits been like? What has you been blown away by certain schools, or what's kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, I really like Miami. I thought it was I thought the atmosphere and all the kids there were pretty cool, and I liked that. The campus was obviously very beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that the entire student base and body supporting the football team is really cool. That's something I definitely look forward to.
Have you thought about what you're going to major for in college?
Probably business.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do anything with a business degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very broad.
Yeah.
How, can I ask though, why business? Is it just because of that reason, or what's your main reason?
No, I want to own a business when I'm older of some sort.
Okay.
Oh,
you
cool.
have an idea what kind of business?
If probably a blue collar business, if I had to guess. My grandpa, he owns a construction company, and I want to be able to schedule my own time and the way I work and not be set on a certain pay. So I feel like if my work reflects the pay, then I'm going to be pretty well off because I'm willing to work for what I want. So.
Well, I'm sure you'll be just fine whatever you do, just by watching your work ethic on and off the field. From what I know, I'm sure you'll be just fine whatever you do. But I'm really curious, Pat. Been around the Hoban program since Debo was there back in 2015. We first went there, I believe, our freshman year. Obviously familiar with Coach T and everybody. What's kind of been like your journey at Hoban? I mean, from when you started, when you walked, or I'm assuming you came in as a freshman, obviously, and everybody knows Hoban. They'd won 5 state championships already, and there's an expectation, right? You want to go there and be great and leave a legacy and everything, and a lot goes into playing at Hoban. What's kind of been your journey there playing under Coach T and just your whole experience?
Yeah, so actually I transferred in as a sophomore. I played my freshman year out in Akron.
Okay.
When I first came, the reason I liked Hoban so much and I wanted to transfer to Hoban is I like the fact that nobody, if you ask around, nobody really likes Hoban. Nobody.
Yeah. Trust me, I see it every week in on these forums and stuff. My gosh.
Yeah. I love the fact that people hate the fact that we can just dominate and use every single player that we have and just show people that we're better than them. I always thought that was cool to be a part of that and to have that name on my chest, knowing that people like Debo earn that name for us, and I feel like it's our responsibility to just continue that going. I don't think any of the hard work that all the people before us put in should go to waste at all.
What was that like your first year? Obviously, you guys went to the state championship and came right down to the wire against a great Massillon team that year. Down at the Hall of Fame that was an amazing atmosphere that night. What was that like your first year, walking right into that as a sophomore? And you're right going against the best teams in Ohio. Obviously, you guys had that thriller game against Avon that year as well. Every year they play Avon. So, what was that like?
Yeah, so since I transferred, I could only play the first 5 games, which I was young. I didn't really play anyway, but it was definitely coming from a small school like Mogador. It's 20-something kids on the team. I think we had 28 my freshman year. And a D6 school, coming to a big school like Hoban, I was just the players on the field were just grown men compared to what I was Devin. I was looking at Devin Bell, Eli, Ricky, all of them these massive kids. I was like, what am I doing here? I was still a little kid. So, but no, I love the fact that everybody was just everybody was head hunters. Everybody was trying to dominate and kill somebody on the field. I love the defense like that, and that everybody was just. I don't like a soft defense at all. I like everybody trying to kill somebody.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's they've always been there. Very dominant physical defense. I mean, back when he was there, and I mean for a long, long time. Obviously, Coach T. That's his defense. His whole team's always very physical and dominant. So shout out to Coach T. But how do you think Mogador? I grew up playing against Mogador, and I'm very familiar with the program. Obviously, you can ask Debo about that. We actually have a history with them, but. I know that's one of the better development programs for youth growing up, which is something that's very important to me. Kids that are not get to go play football, have an opportunity to coach properly and the fundamentals and stuff. How did that prepare you for Hoban?
Definitely the hard work. I feel like that's where I learned everything, just from youth flag football all the way up. That's just what they instilled in us, just going hard, not complaining. We conditioned so much at Mogador because we didn't have enough kids to sub in and out. So it was
really. What was that like? What kind of condition are we talking here?
Oh my! The amount of 100-yard sprints we'd run every day was ridiculous. I think I ran more sprints in a week at practice than I do in a month at Hoban. It was just
at that age, huh?
Yeah, it was so we used to run hills going up Lions Park. We used to run hills.
I played at Lions Park. I remember. Yeah.
Yep. So it was definitely like I feel like a lot of my hard work and just like not complaining and just getting things done came from that.
Yeah. Who was something I know Devo's talked about. I remember when he went there, just always something I think about what great programs the older guys a lot of times take a young guy under their wing. Who was the older guy for you when you came to Hoban that really kind of took you under your wing, or a couple guys rather that kind of really helped you integrate into the program and stuff?
Definitely Eli. Eli for sure is the one that sticks out. Me and Eli used to hang out every day, and he was just Eli does not take any excuses at all. I mean, as you can tell, he's doing. I don't know how to say it now, but he pretty much anytime I would start complaining, he'd just tell me to shut up and keep working because the excuses aren't going to do nothing for me. So he was just every play. One thing that he told me, him and his dad told me when I got there is make them need you on the field, like give them no reason to not play you. And I think that's just something that's stuck because I'm not 6'5", I'm not the most big fast person, but I just think that if I make myself valuable on the field, then everything's going to go good for me.
Mike, you got some?
Yeah, no, real quick. One of the things I got to ask, it's in the middle of the NFL season. What's your Super Bowl picks?
The Seahawks are looking nice. Can't lie. I don't watch a lot of NFL. Maybe 49. I don't know. I don't watch a bunch of NFL, but.
Gotcha. We got Pat Tylett's up here this year from weeks 1 through 10. Obviously, you can see him out there. Just put him out on Huddle the other day. You guys can look him up. I was every one of these games this year, so a lot of these players I know off the top of my head and being down there on the sideline watching. Pat, kind of take me through this season, brother. I mean, obviously last year you guys fell short in the semifinal, and I know that put a bittersweet taste in your guys' mouths. So I guess kind of what was the mindset going into this season, and how do you think the team's performed so far going into the playoffs?
I'd say our mindset this season, I feel like this entire offseason, everybody, like just as far as weight room and everything, like everybody was pushing each other. I think this is the strongest team we've had in Hoban history. Mm-hmm. So everybody, just from the start, from last year, everybody just had that, like it was not what we expected last year. We didn't want to lose at all. So I feel like everybody had something to prove this year and was willing to work to make themselves better on and off the field. So I definitely think that set us up good so far is, like knowing that we've been working harder than a lot of people. But at the same time, I think discipline and staying humble is key for us coming into the playoffs. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that's obviously you got to have that going to the playoffs. Obviously, execution, discipline. I mean, obviously you hear from Debo every day, so I got to reemphasize it. But and obviously Coach T and all the guys, great coaching staff over there. But where do you think for yourself, though, from that time, your sophomore year to now, up through the 10 games, you feel like personally you've grown the most in maybe areas, certain or just one area of your game?
Yeah, I'd say for sure my just not taking plays off. I feel like last year I was playing 3-tech at 195 pounds.
I remember watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a great year by any means, but I still made it work. Coach T pretty much told me, hey, we're going to put the best 11 on the field, and if you want to play, then that's where you're at. I was like, yeah, of course I want to play. So I'd say just trying to prove everybody wrong and, make a name for myself. And, I was doing speed training all off season, lifting heavy every single day, trying to put on weight. So I'd say just overall, like trying to get a better mindset on this season has definitely helped me a lot.
Mike?
Yeah, so the growth that you've had in the season, just with workouts and everything like that, how do you think that'll help you getting into? I know we already kind of talked about recruitment. How do you think Hoban has set you up for collegiate programs and for the next step in your young life?
Yeah, I'll just say that we're up and we're working every single day. Coach T doesn't really give us an option. If you don't come to practice, you don't come to lift, you don't play. So I'd say the fact that we're just all working together as a unit to accomplish something and we're all on the same page about it is definitely something I'm going to use for the rest of my life. And, also the fact that like we're going against the best competition in the state. Like I'd say our schedule, we've had a tough schedule. And,
it's a gauntlet every week.
Yeah. And us finding a way to make it work is just giving us the confidence that we need but also knowing, we had our loss week 2. Or week 3? Week 2 or 3?
Week 2 against Spalding.
Yeah. That definitely humbled us a lot. But I'd say that we definitely learned from it. We practice has been never practiced as bad as we did that week. It's always been better, and that humbled us for sure, which is what we needed. But now I think it just set us up perfect for the rest of the season. So.
And what was that moment like, Pat? I'm always been curious. Obviously you're a senior, a guy. I've seen you out there trying to lead guys. But just by your play, you're a guy that obviously leads by example. What was that moment like in the week 2 of that of the season, having that? Obviously, that wasn't up to your guys' standard. What was that moment like as a team? Who were the guys that were really, stepping up and telling the guys to, we got to take it up to another level if we want to get where we want to get to?
Yeah, I mean, we had been on the bus all day, come out. We thought we were better than we were. Not a great week of practice, and came out on the field. I will say the refs weren't the best that game, but once again, we can't control. We can only control.
When are they?
So, but I'd say just learning from that, like I seen just the look of like everybody gave up halfway through that game, and it was just like we were humbled for sure, and that's what we needed. But I'd say the people that stepped up, I mean, for sure, Rock was stepping up. He was getting on everybody on the sideline. Feaster was too. It was just, I think that week and having like just looking at the scoreboard in the fourth quarter, I know for me personally, I was looking at it, I was just like, I never want this to happen again. Like I want to be able to enjoy the game of football and know that my team is prepared as we need to be. And I think that we've done a good job since.
Oh yeah.
And what were for yourself personally, the last one I got for you, what were some things from a leadership standpoint you took upon yourself for the rest of the team as a senior?
Yeah, so I'm not a real vocal leader by any means. I'm not the type to just start yelling and cussing at guys, but I'd say just leading by example for sure. Like if I'm willing to work hard and they see that what I'm doing at practice is paying off in the game, then I'm hoping that the younger guys will catch on and start working hard, not taking any plays off of practice, not jogging along, not complaining. Complaining is the main thing with the younger kids. Complaining is not going to get you anywhere. So I'd say just sucking it up, and this is what you came to Hoban for. You didn't come to Hoban to lose. It's not the standard.
Absolutely not. Pat, I got a surprise for you actually tonight. I'll get to you that in a second. I want to get some of these questions in the chat. My man Humble says, "Hey Pat, if someone only saw you play one game, what do you want them to remember about you?"
Ooh, that's a great question.
Ooh. Honestly, probably just that I'm not going to give up. I don't care how big or how strong the guys are. I don't care how many offers they have. That it's me versus you, and whatever happens is happening. I can promise you, I'm not going to give up. So, I'm just going to come at everybody with full head of steam and, try and hit everybody as hard as I can.
Then Hubble had another one. He said, "What's something football taught you that school didn't?" Hubble's coming in hot tonight with the questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd say the brotherhood for sure. I mean, school is school. There's a bunch of drama, all that other stuff. But when it comes down to it, and we're running, we're doing hundreds at practice when it's 100 degrees outside in the middle of summer, and everybody wants to give up. And then you have a couple of those guys who just keep going, keep motivating in different ways, whether it's just through their hard work or they're vocal about it. I'd say that brotherhood of knowing, like, hey, this guy's working as hard. I'm not going to let his hard work go to waste, so I'm going to work just as hard. If he can do it, I can do it too. And I think that just creates a bond of like knowing we have each other's back. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing is just having each other's back. For
sure. Joining us now, Mike, the man himself, Mr. Everything's in the house. Coach Martin, Coach Debo.
What's going on? How we doing? Hello, Patrick.
I had no idea.
Coach.
Up here tonight.
How you doing, man?
But Coach, I'll go to you first. I'll call you Coach Debo, or Mr. Everything. By the way, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Over on Spectrum News, they put out an article recently called Meet Akron Hoban's Mr. Everything. Go check it out. We'll have Debo back here soon. You get to know more about him. That's obviously something I've been asked about for a very long time. Everybody knows our relationship. Humble says, Coach, you look good, man.
Patrick finally got me on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Pat. Well, no, Coach, talk about you coached Pat all year. Tell me about your evaluation of Pat and just what it's been like coaching him and since you met him.
I think he put it the best. Obviously, he's not going to be 6'5" and 250 pounds, right? And so for me, just being able to be out there and be around him for the past however months. It's been an honor and a privilege, because you see on tape his motor, right? And I think that's hard. That's the hardest part, to get a player to go out on the field and play, right? I mean, all throughout college, my college coach used to say, "Hey, we can't teach effort. We can teach you the fundamentals, we can teach you the techniques, we can teach you the scheme and all that, but you can't teach effort." And like you said previously throughout the whole show, is Patrick is going to play with effort, right? He's going to go out there and he's going to go and try
100
to take
miles an
somebody's
hour.
head off, right? He's going to do it every rep. And for me, that's probably been the most, like, the thing that's made me the most happy is just to be able to see him go out there and do that. No matter who it is, who he's going up against, he's going to play 150 miles an hour every rep, no matter the size, right? No matter the opponent, whatever it is. And you can't teach that, right? And so I think that's his advantage, is that he does play hard every single freaking rep.
For sure. Mike, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I mean, Humble's in chat kind of stealing my questions, but like, one thing. Yeah.
He said if a college coach asked you why they should recruit Pat, what would you say to him?
That's for Patrick?
No, that's for you.
Oh, that's for me.
Yeah.
If a college coach asked me why they should recruit Pat, I'd say because I think it's his heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at some point you got to look past the size, right? Yeah, you would love to have the 6'4", 245-pound dude, but at some point you got to look past that. Recruit Pat because of his heart, right? If you put Pat on the field, Pat's going to go out there and he's going to give you everything he freaking has. He's going to rip his heart open. He's going to give you everything he has every single rep, right? And he's going to go and he's going to try to take somebody's head off. And it's going to be more than just for Patrick, right? It's going to be for the team. Right? He's going to do it not because of the benefit of himself, but because of the benefit of the team. He's going to lay, like, there's times where I'm talking on the headset and I'm like, "Hey, coach, I mean, he's gone 10 reps and he's limping. Coach, we might need to pull him." And I go to Pat, I say, "Pat, are you okay?" Pat, like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to go. I'm good." Right. And so that's why you recruit a kid. You recruit a kid because the kid's going to go on the field and he's going to give you his all, no matter what the circumstances are of the game, whether you're up, whether you're down, whether he's tired, whether he's beat up. Right. I learned this throughout college when I was in college coaching for 5 years. My college coach used to say there's certain kids that you have to protect them from themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you know that this kid is going to go 150 miles every single rep, game day, practice, whatever it is. So some kids, you got to protect them from themselves. Patrick's that kid that you got to be like, well, we got to protect him from himself because you know he's going to go. And there's moments in the game where you're like, "Pat, are you good? You need a break." He's like, "Fuck no, I'm good. I'm gonna go." And so that's why you recruit. That's why you recruit a kid like Patrick, because you know that once you put him on the field, whether it's special teams, right? We saw it earlier, kickoff. He went and fucking took somebody's head off. Excuse my language. I don't know if I
you're
can say
good.
it right there. Right. He went and took somebody's head off. He 100 miles an hour on kickoff. And then you go from kickoff and he's go straight to defense. Right. So he's a kid that's going to give you his all no matter what.
Pat, I'm always curious about what was your first impression of the team of Mr. Everything here when he came back? I'm sure you guys heard about him, see his name around the school and the history books and stuff. What was your first impression of him?
He didn't talk much at all the first couple of weeks. He was kind of just sitting back watching Coach Clip do everything, and Coach Cade. He kind of, every once in a while he would help a person, and then all of a sudden it was just like started talking to him. I can't remember what the first thing about. He's helped me find technique on a pass rush, and from there I was like, okay, this dude, he knows what he's talking about, and from there, we just, it clicked.
I think for me, originally, it was like, "Hey, I'm the new guy. Let me sit back and let me gauge what's going on around here and see what these guys got going on." So yeah, I probably didn't say much at first.
What's the biggest thing you learned from Coach Pat this year, just with your game on and off the field? Really, I mean, what's the biggest thing you learned from him?
Probably just believing in myself. knowing that I got to represent my last name and not listening to what other people are saying, keeping my cool under, the situations that we're in with these good teams that we're playing, and, just going hard every single rep.
Mike, you got one, bro?
Debo, if there's one piece of advice you could give Patrick going into the playoffs that you haven't told him yet, what would that piece of advice be?
For me, I guess it would be, throughout these next few 5 to 6 weeks, play as if you've been there before. I think a lot of kids, when they get in this moment, it becomes a big moment for them. And I think he's pretty good with, acting as if playing as if he's been there, but play as if you've been in the moment before. Enjoy it and embrace it, because obviously it's your last go round at Hoban, right? So enjoy every piece of it, because I look back at it and yeah, I mean, I graduated 8 years ago, and I'm like, God, dog, I wish I would have truly embraced it all. So embrace it and enjoy it, and just go out and give it your all, like you do every day. Right, you treat every day like a new day, and what you want in life and in this season and in whatever the next phase is for you of football or just life will come to you. You know, but when it gets here, just embrace the moment.
Yeah, for sure. My grandmother's also in the chat. Grandma Patty says hi to you,
Hey,
Debo.
Grandma
Hi,
Pat.
Grandma.
And hi to Pat. Patrick, I want to ask you this to kind of close out here. Obviously, you've been to the state championship game. You've been to the state semifinal. You've had that taste in your mouth. You have the experience. Obviously, you have a guy there now who's won 3. Obviously, Coach T is who he is. Everybody there, Coach Clip. What are kind of the lessons you'll keep in the back of your mind going into this playoff run? Obviously, you guys open up this Friday at Downfield against Boardman. 7 o'clock. If you want to go out and check out Pat and his team in person, I highly recommend it. You have a great time. It's a great place. But what are kind of those things going into the playoffs you've learned from those previous 2 years that you keep in the back of your mind?
Yeah, definitely that. Like we put in all this work throughout the off season since winter, pretty much since 2 weeks after we lost last year, and I'd say that just remembering as a team what it felt like, and thinking that we were better than we were, and how it turned out for us. So I think that one, staying humble is definitely key, because it's easy to get. Coach T always talks about staying in the middle, not going too high or too low, but staying in the middle. So that's definitely important. I also think that recognizing how much work we put in to be in this spot that we are, and not giving all up because we want to be lazy for a week that we think we're better than the team, or for a rep where we think we already won the game, and just remembering all the work that we put in, and why we're doing it.
I got a question for both of you real quick. I just thought of it because I'm really curious. Obviously everybody's Tim Tyrrell, legendary coach, everybody knows. What's the biggest lesson, both of you guys? What's your favorite thing about Coach T? And what's the obviously Debo, you've actually played for him. Now you're coaching with him, and then Pat, obviously you played under him. What's the biggest lesson you learned from Coach? I'll start with you, Pat. Go ahead.
I'll probably say that Coach T, he does a very good job of keeping us in the right mindset coming in each game. He doesn't let the offers that each individual has, or the status that they have in their rankings. He doesn't care about that. He cares about the team and each person's individual job on the team, and making sure that we know our place. And he doesn't really, he gets on us. He doesn't just let things slide. So I'd say, like, keeping us humble, but at the same time letting us know that we do have a good team, and we do have the right players to win it all.
Mr. Everything.
For me now, being that I played from 8 years ago, and I went away and I went to college as a player, and then I got into coaching myself for 5 years at the collegiate level. I don't know if I've ever told him this, but I think he's a major reason and a major part of why I got into coaching. And for me, it is more about some of the relationships he's had with us. I think that that was a major part for me. And a major thing that I learned from him is, build the relationship with the guys that you have. Because even once I left, I could call him, I could stay in touch with them, I could text them, whatever it was,
Mhm.
right? And so for me, that's what it was. I remember one time in a game, in the middle of a game, he was like a second dad, if you will, for me. I remember in the game one time he was on the sideline and I was on the field and he was yelling at me and I waved him off, and he's like, he pulls me in. He's like, if you ever wave me off again, we're gonna go in the room and I'm gonna shut the door and it's gonna be me and you. And so like, he had the relationship with me to where he could do that.
Yeah.
Right. And so I strive to have those type of relationships with the kids that I coach, right? Because I think that's, and I've always heard this throughout my college career, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so my whole goal as a coach now, in which I learned from Coach T, who he learned from Jim Tressel and on and on and on, is that you got to build the relationship with the guys. And so like for me, it's, and Joseph, how much I really fucking, excuse me again,
No, you're good.
how much I love Pat, right? And how much it's been a
Mhm.
pleasure to be around Patrick, and how much, the relationship between he and I is important to me, right? And that's the one thing that I think that I've taken away from Coach T is build those relationships, because at the end of the day, it's more than just football. And I learned this in college too. It's more than just football, right? Yeah, I get the opportunity and I get the privilege and I get the honor to coach Patrick every single day and be a part of his senior year. But I want it to be beyond that. When Patrick leaves Hoban in May, when he graduates from Hoban in May, and he goes on to do whatever he goes on to do in life, I want him to know that he can still shoot me a text. He still can still call me, right? Some of the crazy ass conversations that we have now, we can still have 5 or 10 years down the road. So that's what it is for me. Build those relationships with the guys you have.
Shout out to Hummel for the 4.99. He said, "Hey, coach, what's the message you want to send directly to him about his future?"
I think your future is what you make it, right? And so whatever you want to do, whether that be collegiate football, whether that be owning your own business, whether that be whatever it is what you make it, and truly embrace every step of it, and enjoy every step of it, because I truly do believe, because of the work ethic you have on the field, and I get the privilege to see you around the school too, right? And I truly believe that all of those things will pay off for you just because of who you are. So your future is bright, and it is whatever you want it to be, right? You just got to believe it, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to go out and attack it like you attack the game on Fridays and you attack practice. If you attack life like that, whatever you want is yours, man.
For sure. Great stuff from both of you guys tonight. Pat, I really appreciate you again, brother, for coming on. And it's been a pleasure to watch you at Hoban, and looking forward to watch you on this playoff run here. I know you guys want to do something very special to last forever and carry on the legacy. Go ahead, Devo.
There was one that just popped up that said something about football is not always going to be there. What was that?
Oh, yeah. That Humble said, "Hey, Pat, quote, one day football is going to stop, but who you become because of it will last forever. Use this game to learn how to lead, how to take losses, how to stand tall when life hits back."
I love that. That's great, because yes, and this is what I had to learn. For me, I had to learn this in college. That there's two ways that this thing's going to end. Either you're going to choose football to end, or football is going to be chosen for you, right? And so, you know, again, like I said previously, just football. It's life. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you accountability. It teaches you how to work with people. It teaches you how to be a teammate and all those other things. And so, use all of it, right? Because at some point it's
Mhm.
going to show up in life. And at some point, football is no longer going to be there. For me, it happened sooner than I would have liked. And for some, it's going to be, they're going to have 10, 15 more years of it, right? But at some point, it's going to end. And so how you've prepared from when you say kindergarten to whenever it decides to end for you, all of it's going to matter at some point.
For sure. Great stuff from Humble and Coach. Coach, I got one more for you. I'll keep you around. But Pat, I'll let you roll, brother. No, you got to get rolling here. Get ready for
Take
school
your ass to
tomorrow.
sleep.
So, yeah,
Go
Coach,
get
take
some,
your
go
ass.
get some rest, Pat.
Yeah.
But Pat, you got any final words, brother? You got a question for everybody on the panel, or any closing thoughts or anything?
No, just thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll have you back
Thank
on
you,
here in the
young
future.
man.
I'll see you tomorrow, Pat, at school. I'll be in the central office
Sounds
for
good.
all day.
Yes, sir.
But
All
shout out to you, brother. I'll see you Friday night, and go Knights.
Love
Yes,
you,
sir.
man.
Yep. Like
Shout out to Pat.
Great guy. Great guy. I love him.
Yeah,
And that's like, for me being a coach now back in high school, you would love to have 11 Patricks on the field.
yes. Yeah. It's like 11 Tasmanians out there.
Exactly right.
What's I want to ask you though, obviously you're a guy who's not only been to that game, but you did it 3 times, right?
Yes.
And you won it 3 times. These guys, this group's trying to get over the hump. You know, they've been there and had the taste in their mouth. What do you think's your biggest thing you can help these guys with in this run coming up to help them get over that hump finally?
I think for us, when we were on it, it was always understanding that we had to play as one. I think sometimes in football and in team sports in general, you get caught up and you want to go make the play. You want to go be the one making the tackle. You want to be able to do your fancy little celebration. But I think for this team, it's going to come down to who plays as a team, right? Who plays, excuse me, 11 as one every single rep, right? And it's going to come down to who wants it more. Like I used to always say that for us, I mean, I had some talented teammates, right? I had some teammates but we weren't winning games purely off of our talent. You weren't going to outfight us. You weren't going to out violent us. You weren't going to out discipline us, right? And so I think those are the things it's going to come down to is discipline. I mean, not giving up the free penalties. Like I remember a few years ago when I watched from a while, it was 15 false starts or something, right? Not giving up those free penalties, plan discipline, plan violent, plan hard, and then most importantly, plan as one, right? Trusting your teammate that he's going to do his job, right? And then you're going to do your job, and then it's all going to work out. We have a scheme for a reason, right? And so you do your part of the scheme, and then everything else is going to work itself out. Excuse me.
Yeah, for sure. That's one that I would say to these guys too. Even back like at any level, like we won a national, in 7th grade. Just don't overthink it. Just trust your man. Can you trust the guy next to you? The guy, you're doing the same stuff you've done from 10 weeks. For this point, nothing's changed. Don't overthink it. Because there's a lot of emotions in those games. Like we played Mogador, and I mentioned earlier we have a history with Mogador, him and I.
I wish I was in there when you said that.
Yeah, that was our rival. A very heated personal rivalry we had on the Nationals. We won that year. So you got the jersey up there and the ticker or over there. That was our pink jersey, iconic. But
I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, I had to put it up there, and I got the medal over here as well from we
I
won.
got my jersey hanging up in my closet right now.
Yeah, but the jerseys everybody stole after we used them. They took our design and everything, but took our swag. But
shout out to John Potok who was on here a few days ago.
Yeah, shout out to the champ. He had his ladder match last night. I'm sure he's in an ice bath right now and recovering as as he needs to. But we'll have him back on soon. But yeah, I mean, even like don't overthink it. Yeah, I remember back those games were obviously very emotional for us. We played those teams, and the farther you go in the playoffs, you're playing against teams and programs. Hell, you played against Avon. They were playing Avon all these years back when you were there. So schools like that, Walsh, obviously the rivalry. I mean, just don't overthink it.
And this is the thing that and this is what I had to teach Pat early on in the summer is that football is an emotional sport.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to play with emotion, but you have to be able to control it. Like we want you to, like I told him early in the summer, is like, I want you to get to the cliff. Like we as coaches, that's what we, and I learned this in college. Like we want to create the chaos because we want you to learn how to control it, right? So I want to push you to the cliff, but you can't jump off. You have to be able to stop yourself from jumping off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's an emotional sport. Play with emotion. Be violent, but be able to control it. Right. Be able not to jump off the cliff. Like in speaking of Pat, like he controlled himself great versus St. Anne's. Kid was the offensive lineman was coming after him, throwing punches and everything, and he controlled himself. He got to the cliff, played ball hard, but didn't jump off. Right. And so that's what it's going to be. Be able to control your emotions. Just play within the whistles and play hard ball.
Mike, you got a question for Coach?
Yeah, I've always been curious. So what, being around and coaching in college and then coaching back in high school, what are some of the differences you like and what are some of the differences you're not like crazy about?
For me, it's just, well, I think this whole collegiate football world right now is total chaos.
Yeah, NIL.
Yeah, that probably is the major one, right? For anybody, just that world and the ups and downs of it, and not true structure of it. But what I loved about college was the structure in the organization. Like you knew you were going to be here, you're going to have a kid here, you're going to have them at breakfast, you're going to have them at lunch. And it's obviously a lot harder to do that type of structure in high school. And so for me, it's I'm trying to, I'm trying to get Hoban, like help assist Coach T in, creating some of that structure that I've learned throughout college. Obviously to an extent because it's still high school, right? So you have to be able to work within the framework of high school football. But for me, coming back to Hoban, the major thing that kind of bothered me was just the small stuff, like guys sitting on the bench during practice. Like you didn't do that in college. You don't sit on the bench during practice. You stand up. So now I flip benches over at practice. You don't sit on the bench. Guys running on and off the field, right? That stuff matters. Right?
Jumping
That's
up and down at
small stuff.
kickoff. Yeah.
Yeah, the energy, the vibe, the organ, like that stuff matters.
Clean up your locker.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk locker room here. That
Got 'em
grinds
going.
my gears.
I got them going.
That grinds my gears, and that's for me being coming from college, not only as a player but as a coach, and now back into high school. For me, my whole goal is to prepare these guys, and I know that's Coach T's goal as well. But he also has a lot of other shit going on that he has to lock in on. Like
he's got a lot of his plate.
Yes, and so like that, I try to be that guy that focuses on that type of stuff. Like I'm trying to prepare him. We're trying to prepare him for the next level, right? And then the next college is going to try to prepare him for those who are going to the NFL or for life for others, right? And so. Like that's the stuff that I lock in on. Like, are you keeping your locker clean? Because that stuff matters. If you're not keeping your locker clean, you're not keeping your life. Like it all shows up. If you're my college coaches always say, how you do anything is how you do everything. Right. So if you BS how you do stuff on the field, you're gonna BS how you do stuff in school. If you're keeping your locker a mess, you're gonna keep your room a mess. You're gonna keep your life a mess. Like, and so that's the type of stuff that I'm trying to lock in on with these guys. Is the discipline of not sitting on the bench, the discipline of not laying your helmet around, keeping your locker clean. Taking care of the locker room because that's your area, that's your space, that's where you get to come and sit and talk and just relax before you got to go to work. And so it's just been the small discipline stuff, like the small stuff that's really been a major difference for me. Because in college, if you were keeping your locker clean, guess what? My strength coach, Brady Collins, he was putting caution tape around your locker and you weren't allowed to use it.
Damn. Wow. And by the way, Coach Debo went to University of Cincinnati under Coach Fick when they went to the playoffs and all that. So he was there on that team in that run. with Sauce Gardner and all those guys, and Trey
my
Tucker,
Gardner.
my old teammate. Huh?
Said, oh my Gardner.
Yeah, yeah. Coach Brody's in the house. He said, "Turn the light on, Devo. Come on, people want to see Mr. Everything."
Okay, Brody. What are you
Shout out
doing?
to Coach Brody.
Here you go.
It was an arm length too.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's something you and I have talked about on the phone a lot this year. I mean, a lot of these guys now. I mean, we've had obviously some high-profile players on our on Hoban. Guys get a lot of things thrown at them at the young age and stuff. How important is it to you to really emphasize to these guys, like you kind of already pointed out, but how important really is it for them to realize, how this stuff's really important? Because when you get to college, you're the man where you are now, but there could be 3 other of you when you get. And like I know when you told me when you got to Cincinnati, there was 4 other Devos there.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that was hardest for me is that, okay, in high school, you might be one of the dudes on the team. Well, guess what? When you get to college, there's 5 dudes that's just as good as you and 3 that's even better than you. So what's going to be your separator, right? What's going to put you above the line? And again, like I said about Patrick, like that's what's putting him above the line is, okay, yeah, he's undersized, yeah, but what's going to put him above the line is his effort, right? That again, that's something you can't teach. You can't teach that. And so for me, I wish I'd have bought more into the fact that there are guys that are better than me, if not, or as good as me, right? So you have to have something that's going to separate you from those guys. Um, you go into college and you feel like, okay, yeah, you understand it, but you truly don't understand it until it's beat into you and you get there and you see it, right? So
Yeah. What was that moment for you at college when you were when you got there? Because everybody, when you come out of high school, you're the man, you're riding high, and then you get down to Cincinnati. What was that moment for you? You were like, okay, this is a little different now.
well, I think for me it was probably when we started to prepare for opponents and they're like, hey, go down to the scout team. Which again, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's nothing wrong with scout team.
No.
But that's just the moment that it's like, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to work for it, right? And that's okay, right? I wish more high school kids would understand that there's nothing wrong with being on the scout team. You go down there for you to get better. That's what I'm trying to get these guys, and I think we all as a staff are trying to get these guys at Hoban to understand too is the scout team isn't bad. But if you go down on scout team and you freaking work your tail off and you go out every single rep and you work hard and you make the ones work, guess what? We're watching that. We see that type of stuff, right? And so that's what I also learned in college is like the coaches are watching. Like they see what you're doing on scout team and they're talking about it. And if you're going down there and working your tail off, they're going to pull you up, right? They're going to give you an opportunity. But if you just go down there and BS it, then it's just okay. Well, you're not getting anything out of it, and we're not getting better either, right? So just embrace being a scout team guy, and think that was what it was for me when they're like, go on scout team. I was like, okay, well, this is gonna be where I got to work, and that's all right. You got to love the work.
Mike, you have anything else for Coach?
Yeah, I got to ask real quick, Debo. Like Joseph always talks about you. I got to hear it from your side. How'd you meet the Latmans? I've known Joseph many years now, and I knew his dad even before that. Same business together. But how'd you fall in with the Latmans as well? How did you get adopted?
I want to
I got
say
adopted a couple years ago.
I want to say it was 2011, 2012.
2011.
Yeah, 2011. We, me and my cousins, we went out and we played for the Cog Falls Black Tigers. John Potok was the head coach there. Coach Joe coached, and I think that's where that relationship first started. And then we played out there for a few years, and then I think Joseph and I just became close, and I became close with the family. And then I ended up going. They ended up getting somehow I ended up going to Summit Christian, which is where Joseph was going. And ever since then, it's just been like they've been my family. I lived with them for a little bit when I was going to Summit Christian. So yeah, it's just since 2011. It's crazy to say that. It's been a long time now. But yeah, it's truly been obviously an honor and a privilege to have met them because they've been a big part of my life as well.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. I remember the first day we met. I remember that first practice. 'Cause I remember I was like, "Who the hell are these guys? Who's this big ass dude out there?" They're like, "That's Debo." I'm like, "Debo."
Me,
And
Devon, J Bone, Dallas,
yeah,
maybe. There were a few
man,
of us.
we had a squad though. We had a lot of very talented guys, but just a lot of great dudes from all different backgrounds. That's what made us special, I think, too. It's just that that team really helped me with a lot of things that I went through and overcame. Just the lessons we went through, winning that national. I mean, we went through a lot of adversity, that a lot of stuff we've never told. That would a lot of people would be stunned, like that at that age. That's the stuff we were going through. I mean, we were going through people. Our own league turned against us, death during the season. I mean, loss of colleagues. I mean, it was crazy the stuff we went through and overcame, and still made our goal at the end of the year and accomplished it. But yeah, I mean, but him and I always, like you said, he lived with us for a bit, and we always just had a lot in common. Our backgrounds are kind of similar in terms of, he's close to his grandmother and with a lot of spiritual things, like I am with mine, and our moms, and my dad and his dad Thaddeus.
They coach together.
Yeah, coach together. So we've always had a lot of like similarities. My dad always says we're ebony and ivory. So, but it's kind of cool. But think about how long it's been, man. Damn, 2011.
Yeah.
Damn, what was I in 2011?
Do you remember where you were in 2011, Mike?
Yes, because I was at that point still a very young, impressionable man. I hadn't done any of the later Mike things. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go too deep into the Mike lore this evening,
but we don't got enough time for that.
Yeah, but I think it was freshman in high school, freshman or sophomore. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I was an all right kid, and I was a corner, and I was bad at it.
So what year did you graduate? Because we would have got to high school in 13 or 14, maybe.
I graduated in 14.
Okay.
Fun
but
fact,
at that point, I wasn't playing ball.
Mike on Friday nights was at the light as well.
Was he?
Yeah,
all the time.
He used to go to the lights. Yeah, it was a great time.
All the time.
Mike,
I was. You couldn't have missed me at the point I had bright red hair, dude. Like, I had piercings that I no longer have. Like,
R.I.P. to the light, because I'm not sure they do it anymore, do they?
No, they don't, because they in their infinite wisdom, they finally realize, hey, maybe having a dance party with like middle school kids and like freshmen in high school every Friday night isn't a great idea.
No, they're all Monster Energy too.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of Monster.
I didn't drink that stuff, but
I didn't either.
You can smell that shit all out the hall. I mean, I'll tell you smelled when you were there.
Yeah.
Rock stars were my thing, and
by the way,
those are worse. Those are so much worse.
Mike, what was the light for people? Give context, people.
So, in our little slice of the world in Northeast Ohio, in a suburb called Cuyahoga Falls, which is mentioned briefly in the film Tommy Boy, if you've ever seen the film, there is a gym called the Natatorium. It's right next to the old high school at this point. They just built a new one, but which is wild, by the way.
Yeah.
But every Friday night, they would hold a little like dance event, whatever you want to call it, party for middle school and high school kids to attend. And, antics would happen because it's a bunch of children. I mean, there were chaperones, but mostly unattended.
It was a free for all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was just so you were there with us, Mike. We just didn't know you.
Yeah, no doubt.
He was there though. He was alive and kicking.
Oh yeah, I was there with my goon group of friends at the time.
Hummel says, Mike, love you, brother. You come a long way, young Jedi, in my opinion. Proud of you, man. You're a great guy, Mike. Proud to know you and Joe. Proud to know you. Love
thanks,
you too, Humble.
We love you, bro.
Humble's the man. But he said the Cavs won tonight too. He put that in there. So I'm sure we'll be over on
if we
Tune In
didn't beat the
Sports.
Hawks, I'd be feeling some type of way about it. If we lost to Atlanta,
I'm still pissed about the Celtics game. I'm still waiting. Tune, are you going live or what? Because I still got a rant to unload on your show tomorrow. But I got some stuff.
We're just too hurt right now, man. We're just too hurt.
We gotta get more than 8 rebounds. I mean, come on. Anyways, Diva, I appreciate you coming up here, brother. Last one I got for you. What's it been like just being back home, just in general?
It's actually been great, man. I've been away from home for 8 years. Right? There's just nothing like being around family and being around friends, and it's been a privilege. It's been great, man. It's just nice, be able to relax and not worry about some of the stuff that I had to worry about, and when I was on my own, truly on my own, right? So it's been great. It's been good.
Having a support structure is always important, bro.
Exactly. I'm realizing that our generation is becoming more okay with going back home.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay to have to, go back home and live with your parents for a little bit. I'm okay with that. That's great.
Oh yeah, man.
Wherever the Lord takes you.
It's been good.
So, well, I'm proud. I love you, brother. I'm glad you're back home. I missed the hell out of you. So,
love you too, man.
We can pick back up from where we left off, and it's been great. So,
yeah.
We'll have to grab a brew here soon, Debo.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm always down for it.
Yeah, we'll have to do that and get started this little playoff run here at the Knights. So, looking forward to it. Starting this Friday.
Friday night, 7:00. Archbishop Hoban Dow Field.
Be there, be square. So,
be there, be square.
But all right, Diva, I'll see you, bro. Right. I'll talk to you.
Peace.
Later on.
But shout out to Coach Martin. Shout out to Mr. Everything.
Mr. Everything himself. Shout out to Debo. Thanks so much for joining, bro. That was awesome.
Absolutely. A shout out to Patrick as well.
Absolutely. A young man, young buck.
Yeah. Shout out to Pat. But yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. Like, subscribe, and share. I mean, this is we had to take a break from the Browns. We got tired of talking about.
Oh, thank God, it's the bye week.
Yeah, I wish there was another bye week so to talk. But anyways, Mike,
get me to the draft.
We got TPF this week with this. We got the trade deadline, so
Yep, you will receive a TPF episode. You will be blessed with one tomorrow evening because the trade deadline's happening. Hopefully the Browns, I mean, with Andrew Berry's time clock, most of his trades usually happen at like 11 p.m. on a Monday anyway. For some reason, the dude's a vampire and doesn't sleep. So I will happily do I'll do a show in the evening, and I might just go live with any random news that comes up. If a trade happens with the Browns, I will be live even up until about 1:30 in the morning. After that, about that point, Andrew Berry can wait until the morning because I mean, here
he'll do it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, remember that Amari Cooper trade? That was like at like 11:30 at night. It's like where are they calling from? Is this dude just like sitting at his island in the kitchen, just enjoying a glass of wine? He's like, I think I'm going to call Dallas right now. Just
like this year. I mean, when he traded Flacco, or even when he traded Greg, I mean, that was what, Thursday night or Wednesday night for the game.
And it was late. It was late. I was like, what are these trade times?
It was 10 o'clock, and I just hung up the phone with Mike, and I looked down. It says breaking news: the Browns trade their starting cornerback.
I thought it was fake.
I called Mike immediately. I say, "Bro, did you see what just happened?" He's like, "Oh hell no! Is this real?" I'm like, "Yeah." On a Thursday night for the game, it was crazy. But the Browns always give you the unexpected. So
yeah, and the trades and most. I think we should touch on it briefly. Adam Schefter and a couple of other people are reporting that the Browns are going to be buyers more so at the trade deadline than anything. Which
are we buying a whole new regime too? Can we do that?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, apparently they're calling on wide receivers. They've called on Brian Thomas Jr., excellent talent. They called on Jalen Waddle, who has had 1,000 yards every season since he's been in the NFL and multiple touchdowns every year. But obviously, Tua Tagovailoa forgot how to play football this year. And Mike McDaniel also is the coach of the Dolphins, which doesn't help them. And they also just fired Chris Greer, who might be the worst GM ever. So, well, I don't know. Adam Gase did have a job for a while.
There's been some pretty bad ones. I mean,
Adam Gase was pretty bad.
Had bad ones in Cleveland.
Yeah, we've had some bad ones, but like the Jets knowingly hired Adam Gase. And they knowingly hired him as a general manager.
Whoever hired
football.
Cliff Kingsbury as the head coach too, and with the Cardinals.
Cliff.
I can't get over that draft day photo.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the Cardinals are such a weird NFL franchise. Okay, I'm just a weird side tangent. They're so weird because it's like I look at that team and I'm like, this is a mishmash of dudes that shouldn't be on an NFL team, and poor Jonathan Gannon, who I actually think is a good coach, just is like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys giving me these people? And he's like, I don't want to play Kyler Murray. I'm going to play Jacoby Brissett. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not scheming Marvin Harrison? What do you mean you're not scheming?
Can you please scheme him more? My fantasy team.
And Jonathan Gannon, who's a defensive coach, it's just shocking this offensive coordinator. What do you mean you haven't schemed him open?
Yeah.
Like he's talking about the Cardinals are such a weird team, dude. I honestly always forget they exist. They're like the Tennessee Titans. Like they're just one of those teams. Like you'll always remember the Browns.
I just think of them as back in 2008 when they made the Super Bowl. Fitzgerald and Kurt Warner and
that was such a good team. They should have won.
Yeah.
Also,
Teflon Don, a big bank for me. Nice said Browns lost to the Bucs.
Someone had to make the joke. Thank you, Teflon. I was gonna make it, but I thought it was tired. You know what I mean?
He ain't lying.
Fun fact about the Cardinals: they are the oldest NFL franchise in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a fun.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that, right?
No,
I certainly
I
wouldn't.
didn't know that. That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. Well, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. Shout out to Patrick and his family, the Kinsell family, great people. I met him at the game this year and sat with him a couple games. Great people, and any college coach out there watching, give Pat a call. I'm just telling you right now. You saw tonight what kind of kid you're getting. Heard from a coach who's been at the college level. Great kid. You want a great athlete and a great kid, give him a call. For sure. But
and if you're Yale, give him a full scholarship.
Yeah. Everybody full scholarship, but for sure. But I'm kicking down doors, getting in my program. That's just me. But hard to find kids like that nowadays, really, with the complete package. But Mike, anything else for you out of here, brother?
No, I mean, thank you guys so much for commenting in, watching. Thank you to all who will watch us on the replay. If you haven't already, like Joseph said, please like, subscribe, and share. We're over 700 subs, ladies and gents. So thank you all for making that happen. That's huge for us. We're like we've been saying from the beginning of the NFL season, we're trying to hit 1,000 before the season ends, and love that you guys are helping us get there. That you guys have stuck with us. We greatly appreciate it. And many new things to come. And the more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more we can expand the show, the more things we can do, talk about, production value goes up, all that good stuff. So you guys are the engine for that, and we appreciate everybody who does. But yeah, I mean, you guys are great. And thank you again to Debo and Pat for coming on.
Absolutely. Like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. And I'm saluting. We'll see you guys. We can see you saluting Mike, so we know.
Yeah, you can see saluting Mike. You won't see any of the exotic things happening. I can only tell you about those.
We'll see you guys in the next one. We're out of here.
Later.